Well, first of all, hello my friends in Norway. The Open Medicine Foundation, I started it about 4 years ago, and we started it by setting up a foundation so that we could fund research into ME-CFS and other complex illnesses. And I started it with the Open Medicine Institute, and we were funding work through the Open Medicine Institute, and they did some of the projects that we were able to fund. And then we basically brought on a scientific advisory board with Ron Davis being the director. He's the director of the Stanford Genome Technology Center. And he brought on 3 Nobel laureates and 6 members of the National Academy of Sciences and some other really top high-level scientists. And we now have 12 scientists on our board and growing, because we're starting to bring in some international people, and so I'll be able to announce that a little bit later. But we're now doing our own research and raising funds for our own research that the Scientific Advisory Board is deciding to do. And we're separate from Open Medicine Institute as a foundation that basically funds and facilitates research and facilitates education. So we are building up a group to educate pediatricians and physicians and school nurses and school administrators, so that way we can teach people how to notice and recognize and accommodate kids in school, and start sending and distributing and disseminating information to doctors so we can make doctors more aware. And we're also working on PR so that we can bring some awareness for this illness. Around the world, we're hoping to talk to and get some spokespeople to go out in public to talk about this. So we're also doing a big push for that as well. And we work with volunteers, and I have a director of communication and development that works with me. Her name is Marilyn Simon Gerzik. And the rest of our volunteers, and we've taken this international, which is very exciting, and I hope to meet a lot of people internationally as well that are part of OMF International, because it's an international problem. So we communicate, and we try to get all the information out by email and by social media to anybody who wants to see what we're doing. We encourage them to, and our purpose is to give hope to people to know that research is happening. We have some major research projects going on right now. One of them is the severely ill patient study. It's a big data study. It will literally give us results of over 1 billion different data points. And so we've already drawn all the patients. We already have our clinical results done, and they will be open to all researchers to look at the results and do their own research, and we encourage other researchers to do that. So we are open, Open Medicine Foundation, we're open, and we're putting it up on our website literally in about 2 weeks, so they can look at the results of things that we can put on the website from our clinical results. The research results and research testing is still going on for that particular study. And we actually went to homes of 20 severely ill patients with 4 people and collected body fluids and physical assessment of the patients who were homebound. And now we're doing also a metabolomics study on non-severely ill, more moderately ill. We're doing a validation study and genetic study on metabolomics, which is very exciting because it looks like there's a lot of abnormalities in the metabolomics. And if we validate that, we'll be able to look at what really is happening at the molecular level and cellular level of patients through their metabolomics, and see what types of things we might be able to do some clinical pilots to try to improve their metabolomics and try to improve symptoms. So there are a lot of other research projects going on that hopefully by the time that we can look at the data in about 6 months, we should have a lot to say and a lot of results coming up. And our goal is to share it with the world, share it with other researchers, and collaborate with other researchers. So that's really what we're about. Well, we hope and pray and dream, but truthfully, I think that we will happen on what are some of the actual causes in the body and mechanisms in the body that need to be fixed. We will then be able to test pilots and we'll be able to, hopefully in the laboratory, by the way that we're designing some experiments, be able literally to test every FDA-approved drug that is already approved. So we're looking to do this as inexpensively as possible for the patients and quickly as possible. So if we look at drugs that are already available, we want to look at those first to see if things would work outside the patient in the laboratory. Once we do that and we find some things that are working, then we'll try some pilots with patients. So yes, all that takes time, but I do think, and I do have hope, and I do have a daughter with this, and so this comes from a passion and a hope that we've never really had before to end ME-CFS, and I think we'll be able to find some answers, and I think we'll be able to find some treatments, and it will cross over for ME-CFS and fibromyalgia and chronic Lyme and hopefully multiple chemical sensitivity, and I really truly think that some of the things that we find out at the cellular and molecular level will help all those illnesses. So yes, I think that we'll be able to end ME-CFS someday, and we're just going to keep at it until we do. I should have some results to talk about at that point, because probably in the next 3 to 6 months we will have some results. We will have some results, and we'll probably have some of the programs written that can analyze those results. So I'll be able to talk about whatever at that point, whatever I can talk about. I'll be able to at least tell you how far we are and what we're doing and what next results and what next research we're doing. So yes, I'm hoping to come and visit the first or second week of June, and I would love to meet as many people I possibly could meet that could to join us in Norway when I do.